You ain't no Israelite, bitch, you a gospelite, bitch. Fuck you talking about? If that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade you line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. Soft cold shit, we bout it. UPK, you solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. Hood. More than you, bitch. Sharp on shit, I'm bout it. UPK too solid. Fuck nigga don't want war. Ain't enough clips in your army. All the bitches wanna take my piece. All they hoes wanna take my piece. All they niggas wanna take my piece. No, I can't let a dog take it from me. I can't let a dog take it from me. You a hoe study and you dummy. And these bitches really out this bitch walking around like they don't know nothing. And a lame nigga fall for them and get set up for the coins and get gunned down, man down. Shoulda took the time, get a damn no. But I see the starter and I show her. She could never get a priest hoeing. You a dirt ass, rust ass neck bitch with a fake ass jewelry. In Tennessee while I'm touring. It's a Tennessee, but she luring. Yeah, that sucker duck bitch ass boy, fuck nigga over that bit muggin'. I say, if that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade you line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. Soft cold shit, we bout it. UPK, you solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. Hood. More than you, bitch. You a lame nigga down to me. Eat candy, but I'm sucker free. You a little nigga, ain't none of me. Bass up, boy, I fit a beat. Yeah, AR-223. Draco with a magazine. Yeah, the clip run like limousine. I shoot your ass in the spleen. Boy, I bust your ass in a temple. We debating by the temple. Tell the truth, boy, you's a victim. And you're scoring off like a lizard. Nigga walk down my road. Why does nigga come down my road? Boy, come down my road. Boy, I charge your ass toll fee. I'm a real big priest, nigga. UPK play for keys, nigga. Commander General get a damn order, but ain't nothing to me to damn kill you. I stuck in his ass like a cat. All weapons, boys full of tech. Boy, like a close combat. Nigga got popped off for a neck. If that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade you line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. Soft cold shit, we bout it. UPK, you solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. Hood. More than you, bitch.
Christ said 7 women gonna be on one nigga in the end time. Nigga, fuck wrong with you, boy. Stressed by that damn hoe ass bitch. Fake ass nigga too. Dumb ass motherfucker. Fuck you.
Yeah, you know what it is. 140 for the rebel, busy man, shit, nigga. They take their head over, nigga.
I pray where Eve did to Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like Samson, I can't let no hoe to lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Suckle up and stay alert, another cop just stretch the nigga. He a demon, this an exorcism, watch I bless the nigga. You took that oath in blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. From the opposition, I see vision, let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spit, I ain't listening, is in fact the If revenge was a woman, now I scope that bitch like Jack the Ripper. War, we gon' run the summer, it's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't do that, bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real triggering on them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? What he saying something, I ain't hear him. This shit light work. It ain't about who got the gun, it's about who gon' up that pipe first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain. Six shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand and feed you, you won't never get that hand back. He bitchin' about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, out with that hollow sign. Yeah, this the real McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still about my bread, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
Messed up, no. Bad news, it's to beat your home, nigga. Yeah. Go on, get on that ass real quick one time. 144, baby.
Run that shit up, Chase. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me a whole car. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this low. Told that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. Wait up, let me make a call right quick. I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about anymore. I need a Vaseline like my Nina Puffer for. Told Gazak, watch the door. Matter of fact, lock the door. Any problem, let them come. We gon' snatch they soul like Shang Tsung. Put them out of service, keep them tools like Miss Harbor Free. Try to hold me, it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Throw that one up like a trophy. I'm that nigga, ain't no debate. Told them boys we taking no. Call them up like set the date. This shit a piece of cake. Yeah, my bitches came from Whole Foods. Told them put on that top 3. Then bring me my house shoes. Don't make excuses, make moves. These niggas ungrateful, gotta show them UPK rules. I make hits like I can't lose. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me a whole car. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this low. Told that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. Yeah, I just got off the call. I'ma start another war. Spit a plate up with my niggas. Get your knife and your fork. He ain't locked in with the count. And would you speaking to me for? Yeah, I just took the floor. Ain't no cowards in my campaign. They can't stop the campaign. Tell them bring the champagne. They know I'm a champion. They can see the outcome. Get them niggas bad. Got them tied down and out there. Came through with them steppers. Niggas been down since day one. We run up the bands, bitch, like Dylan, Dylan, Dylan. They say you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. Yeah, about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, we whole cart. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this low. Told that bitch is either or. I told you niggas, you ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our car. And I just made the call. We gon' start another war. Yeah.
All right, mic check, mic. All right, this is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. It's the Monday night scriptural breakdown class. So go ahead and give a hand clap for the Lord. I'm saying since 1969, we've been teaching blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who they are, their true culture and identity according to the Bible. You know what I mean? Since 1969, we are the only home of the truth, man. And it's so important.
Bluetooth is ready to pair.
It's so important that we make that distinction
The Bluetooth is
because
connected successfully.
so important that we make that distinction because it's so many lies. Everything to what? Oh, you look. Okay, you got. Huh? Nah, I ain't dead. It's so important that we make that distinction because, you know what I mean, you know what I'm saying, we surrounded by so many liars and so many thieves and so many enemies to the Lord, man. It's important to distinguish who the Lord is with and who he's not with, who represents the Lord and who don't represent the Lord, man. It's very important to distinguish those things, all right? 'Cause we, you know what I'm saying, we in the midst, we in the midst of hell. We in the midst of our enemies, right? We in the midst of everybody who hates us and wants to oppress us and wants to rob us and abuse us and, you know what I'm saying, steal from us and keep us on the bottom so that, you know what I'm saying, all these other nations that surround us can continue to flourish, right? So it's important to make that to distinguish between who the Lord is with, who the Lord, who is speaking the words of the Lord, who is teaching the truth to Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and who is teaching lies. Because at this point, we don't know who to love, who to trust, who to marry, who to serve. So we run to, you know what I'm saying, we run to our enemies and hate one another, right? So we run to the military, right? When we, you know what I'm saying, we trying to find a way, we trying to find a way to be able to sustain our lives and get some sort of what we call wisdom or some ability, right? We run to the military, we run to voting in our oppressive government system, thinking we could change things from within, or we decided we're gonna become government officials ourselves, thinking we could change things from within. Same with the police department, thinking we could change things from within our oppressors' kingdom when we are behind enemy lines. We got to remember how we got here in the first place, Black man, Hispanic man, and Native American man. You know what I mean? If you weren't here, if you weren't Black, Hispanic, or Native American who was already here before our oppressor came over and stole this land, you were merchandise. You know what I mean? So if you're Black, Hispanic, or Native American, you're either one of those two things when it comes to your oppressor. As far as your oppressor is concerned, you're either just a casualty of war or you're merchandise, right? And that's what you got to understand about your oppressor. That's what you got to understand about your oppressor and the mind game that your oppressor has played with Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And it's so heavy to the point that our own people are pushing this false identity to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. At first, it was just our oppressor. You know what I mean? They came over and they had to beat our names out of us. They had to beat our language out of us. They had to beat our culture out of us. And now you got in 2023, you know what I'm saying? We do it willingly now. You know what I mean? Nobody has to, you know what I'm saying? Your oppressor doesn't have to force, you know what I'm saying? There was a time where our oppressor had to force themselves on our women and on our men. You know what I mean? There was a time when, you know what I mean, your oppressor's tears, you know what I mean, got plenty of Black, Hispanic, and Native American men, women, and children lynched, you know what I mean, and unalived. And now we willingly give ourselves to them. When there was a point where we couldn't even trust them. There was a point where our oppressor would force themselves on our men and our women. And now our women go willingly and make marriages and give their bodies to our oppressor. You know what I mean? And this is, you know what I'm saying? And that was due to our oppressor, right? But now here in 2023, now we have our own people pushing this agenda where it's okay to enter, you know what I'm saying, sleep with your oppressors, you know what I'm saying, if you're a woman, sleep with your oppressor men, and if you're a man, sleep with your oppressor's woman. You know what I'm saying? We got our people pushing the agenda of, you know what I'm saying, the LGBTQ community. We got our people pushing that agenda of, you know what I'm saying, God loves everybody. And all of these things are absolutely not true, right? Now, of course, your oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of. He is the number one he's the number one deceiver in this earth, which is what devil means. You know what I mean? There is no red man under the earth with a pitchfork and a tail, you know what I'm saying, waiting to torment you for eternity for, you know what I mean, for not believing in your oppressor, not believing in Caesar Borgia, man. That is not the truth. But, you know what I'm saying, that image was coined by your oppressor. That image was coined by your oppressor to, you know what I'm saying, to scare the rich into, you know what I mean, giving to the church. You know what I'm saying? It was for money, for gain, as they always do. But now, who is the war horse who is pushing that image and that agenda today? It's the Christian church. It's your Christian pastor, man. And that you know what I mean? And where are the Christian churches, man? Who are the leaders of the Christian church, man? Your Christian pastors, you know what I'm saying? And 9 times out of 10, the Christian churches that we grew up in, 9 times out of 10, they're going to look like us, right? They're going to be Black, Hispanic, and Native American just like us. But the problem is our people have been so destroyed and so downtrodden as a people, and so, you know what I'm saying, we've been so oppressed for so many years in this country that now, you know what I mean, we willingly just, you know what I'm saying, believe these lies, man. We believe these lies and just digest these lies that our oppressor taught us, and that we teach them to one another, man. And that's the problem, man. That's the reason why we are in this state, man. So our oppressor is the devil, the Bible speaks of, but he's using our people. He's using our people. Our leaders are the reason why we get fed to our oppressor. You know what I mean? Right? Your Steve Harveys, your T.D. Jakes, your Tyler Perrys, right? Who makes you feel like it's okay to put a wig on and a bodysuit with breasts and a woman's behind, and as long as it's funny, you could dress as a woman. Right? The ones that's emasculating our brothers, our young brothers, man. And our old, you know what I'm saying, who we supposed to be warriors, man. That's what's going on, man. And what we got to do is, you know what I mean, what we got to do is identify these people, identify these leaders, these so-called leaders who are feeding our people poison so that we can turn the other way, man, and come back. Because that's the only way, you know what I'm saying, that's the only way we're going to get up out of this hell. It's not going to be taking up arms. It's not going to be, you know what I mean, being financially literate. It's not going to be joining their political systems and voting, or joining their military or their police force. It's going to be separate. It's going to be separating from all the ideologies that your oppressor taught you and taught our leaders, our Black, Hispanic, and Native American leaders, separating from those false ideologies and getting back into these scriptures, man, and finding out exactly who we are as a people, man. Baba Kashai, first of all, can I get you mind giving me a definition real quick? The definition of the prefix anti. A-N-T-I, right? Because, you know what I mean, we like you know what I'm saying, in the Christian church has become so pacified and so weak and so, it's become so effeminate and so LGBTQ that if you say something that's just a little bit uncomfortable about your oppressor, or just a little bit uncomfortable in general, you know what I'm saying, that comes straight out of the Bible, you know what I'm saying, your Christian pastors is going to call it, they're going to say all sorts of, they're going to say, it's blasphemy, or it's, they're going to call you Antichrist and all sorts of things. They're going to call you, you're going to be nigh unto the devil, you know what I mean? If you say anything that's a little bit uncomfortable but true, right? They're going to call it Antichrist. They're going to call it Antichrist. And we got to understand, Black man, Hispanic man, and Native American man, and there is absolutely an Antichrist. But it's not some red man under the ground that, you know what I mean, that's going to poke you for eternity with a pitchfork if you know what I'm saying, if you don't be a good little boy, you know what I mean, or if you don't do, you know what I'm saying, if you don't celebrate Christmas, if you don't be a good little boy and celebrate Halloween, which is coming up, celebrate Thanksgiving and all of that, you know what I mean. The Antichrist, we're going to find out what Antichrist means, right? Bob Kashai, you got that?
This is the definition of anti, opposed to, against.
That's the definition of anti. And we know who Christ is, right? So Christ is the most popular, the popular name that you're going to find in the Bible, man. According to, you know what I'm saying, according to the Bible, you know what I'm saying, according to the Bible, Christ was a black man who was a revolutionary for his people. He went out and taught. His whole mission was to teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who they are as a people so that we can turn away from our oppressors' ways and their culture and their ideologies and give us an opportunity to be able to come back to the Most High and the culture that he gave us from the beginning. That was his whole mission. And Christ was not no soft, effeminate man, and he damn sure wasn't a white man. According to the Bible, he is a black man with woolly hair, and he was a revolutionary according to history. So that was Christ's mission. So Christians like to call themselves Christians because they call themselves Christ-like, right? But if you were anything like Christ, you would be a revolutionary as well. And you would be speaking for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, teaching blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans their true culture and identity according to the Bible, man. But what Christians do is the exact opposite of what Christ did. And what does anti mean?
Opposed to, against.
See, if the Christians call themselves Christians, but they do the exact opposite of what Christ did, then they're not, by definition, Christian. They're nowhere near Christ-like, but they are, read that again, Baba Kasha?
Opposed to, against.
They are opposed to and against Christ, because Christ taught that the Most High, he only came to, as a matter of fact, let me get Matthew chapter 10, verse 6, Baba Kasha. Chapter 10, verse 5. Now, we already know that your Christian church teaches that God loves everybody, right? God loves just every old body. And, you know what I'm saying, as long as you just confess with your mouth and all that garbage that they like to say in the Christian church, slack you. All that nonsense they like to say in the Christian church, all you got to do is just, you know what I'm saying, you could be a record holder for unaliving innocent people. You can be a record holder for abusing innocent people, abusing children. You can be a record holder for being a thief, for being a liar, for being a filthy, you could be an LGBTQ member all your life. And all you got to do is just say, I believe Jesus, and the Lord loves you. That's what the Christian church leads you to believe, man. But we know that the Bible says the exact opposite of those things, and Christ taught against those things. Read verse 5, Baba Kasha.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 5. These 12 Jesus sent forward and commanded them, saying. So
these are the 12 disciples that that Christ sent throughout the earth, right? Go ahead, read on.
Go not into the ways of the Gentiles.
He said, do what?
Go not into the ways of the way of the Gentiles.
He said, go not into the ways of the Gentiles. So your Christian church will tell you that the Gentiles strictly and exclusively talking about the other nations. But this scripture just said, what? Read that again.
Go not into the way of the Gentiles.
It said, go not into the ways of the Gentiles. Go, but do what? Go read on.
And unto any city of the Samaritans enter ye not.
Okay, so he's putting borders on where these disciples could go. Now, if the Most High loved everybody, and Christ came to tell you that God loved everybody, and he died for God to love everybody, then why is he telling his 12 disciples not to go in particular places? Well, we're going to find out why. Go ahead, read on, verse 6.
But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
So instead of going into these other places, you know what I'm saying, to these other nations, right, to these other strange people, he said what?
But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
See, this is the answer, and this is what your Christian church is not going to teach you, man. This is why we have to speak up against not only our oppressor, but we have to come up against these Christian churches as well, because they are the reason why, you know what I'm saying, we are destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Because they are our first teachers. You know what I mean? They are who we regard, you know what I'm saying? They are who our parents regarded as leaders. You know what I'm saying? They are who our parents and our grandmothers and grandfathers learned from. And you know what I'm saying, they taught us what they learned, but the whole time, these Christian pastors and these Christian churches all around us, they were teaching us lies because they told us Christ loved everybody and Christ died for everybody. But Christ, out of his own mouth right here, what color are these words?
Red.
These words are red, and we already know that if these words are read in the scripture, that means Christ is talking. So out of Christ's own mouth, he's saying, don't go into the ways of the Gentiles. Don't go into these strange nations, these other people, but go rather instead to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. That is Christ's entire mission, man. And we just read it straight out of the Bible. You know what I mean? So with that being said, if Christ is saying that he's not sent to everybody, and he only sent his disciples to the 12 tribes of Israel, then for your Christian pastor to say that God loves everybody, no matter what your race is, right, no matter what your nationality is, no matter who you are, then that is Antichrist. That right there is Antichrist, because anti means oppose or against. So for your Christian pastor to say that God loves everybody and Christ died for everybody, he is saying the exact thing that is in opposition or against Christ and what he died for and what his sacrifice was about. And the crazy part about it is your Christian pastor will preach salvation for everybody but blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Like, that's the crazy part about it, man. Like, Christ just said he's only sent to the lost tribes of, he is only sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. He only sent his disciples to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But your Christian pastor will battle tooth and nail for every type of oppressor to come into, for them to be saved, for them to have a shot at salvation. And that's such a wicked thing, man, because this thing was never meant for them since the beginning, man. And that's another thing, like Christ, you know what I'm saying, during Christ's time, there was no New Testament. So everything that he spoke about, everything that the disciples spoke about and quoted during their time where they were doing their service, they were quoting the Old Testament. So for your Christian pastor to disregard the Old Testament as if it's all done away with is a very wicked thing, man, because what do you think Christ was teaching out of, man? He didn't have anything but the Christian, or he didn't slack it. He didn't have anything but the Old Testament to teach from, man. And it's such a wicked thing, man. It's just such a wicked thing that your Christian pastor is going to teach you these lies. He's going to teach you these lies, man, because that's exactly why we ended up in this condition, like it says in Deuteronomy, man. All throughout Deuteronomy, man, Moses was warning the people. If you follow your law, statutes, and commandments that the Most High gave to you, that the Most High gave Moses to give to these people, man, if you follow these law, statutes, and commandments, then you'll be put on high above all these nations, like it says in Deuteronomy 28. But if you break these law, statutes, and commandments, then you're going to be on the bottom, man. Now, how wicked is it for your Christian pastor to teach you that the law is done away with? That the same law that we break, and is the reason why we're in this condition today, how wicked is it for your oppressor or for your Christian pastor to teach you that these laws are done away with? How wicked is that, man? Because that's the only thing that's keeping us in this condition. And that's the only, us keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments is the only thing that's going to get us out of this condition, man. Now, if your Christian pastor was so Christ-like, right? Because that's what they think of themselves. If they were so, if they were so holy and dignified, and they was all about Christ and loving Christ, right? They were so Christ-like. Why don't they teach you that if you break these laws, statutes, and commandments, then we're going to continue to be oppressed in this country, in this world, which is our hell? Now imagine that. Imagine telling your children, you know what I mean? I don't know, you know what I'm saying? If you're watching online, right? You got any sons and daughters, man? You got any grandchildren? You got any nieces and nephews? Imagine telling your children that the law is done away with, right? Or if you are, you know what I mean? Imagine that. Just imagine that. You wouldn't do that, Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, right? If you a parent, you're not gonna go home and be like, hey, look, I know I told you to do this, that. I know I told you to wash them dishes, but look, hey, don't worry about that. The law done away with. You ain't got to do nothing I say no more. What do you think is gonna happen in that household? It's gonna be utter chaos. Now, if you as a parent wouldn't tell your children that the law is done away with, what makes you think that the father of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans is going to kill to allow these oppressors to unalive his only son, his greatest son, to unalive his greatest son, and tell you that his laws are done away with? When you know yourself that you wouldn't do that as a parent for the sake of keeping order in your home. Like, how ridiculous is that, man? That's how ridiculous it is that your oppressor or that your Christian church will teach you that the law is done away with, that the Most High loves everybody, that all these different, that we should love our oppressor, and that we shouldn't separate. We should join hand in hand and integrate with our oppressor. That's just as ridiculous, man. It's more ridiculous because it's the reason why we're in this condition, man. It's the reason why we're in this condition. Bob Kashai, let me get Isaiah chapter 59, Baba Kashai. Because this is the condition that we in now. Like, we've been so downtrodden and abused in this country. We've become a punching bag and something just to be. We've become an abused dog in this country. We've become an abused and traumatized animal in this world. And now that we in the condition that we've been so downtrodden, so much so that we don't even want we don't even want freedom from our oppressor. We don't even want to come from up under our oppressor and be free from, his persecution. And that's the crazy part, man. Go ahead, read Isaiah 59 and verse 4.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 59, verse 4. None called for justice, nor any pleaded for truth.
You hear that, man? Nobody. We've been so downtrodden and beaten down in this world that we don't even call for justice or plead for truth, man. We might, how long ago was that when we was marching through the streets talking about no justice, no plea, no peace, defund the police? And what did they do? Not only did they not defund their police, but they militarized their police. And we forgot all about that. And now, not saying that, marching through the streets with picket signs and all of that is the way to go, but we were so zealous about getting justice for George Floyd, for Philando Castile, for Breonna Taylor, for, all these brothers and sisters who were unalived by the hands of our police force and our military. Vanessa Guillen over in Fort Hood, or Fort Cavazos, formerly known as Fort Hood. All right, we was marching throughout the streets talking about no justice, no peace, so-called pleading for justice and pleading for truth, right? But now, that zeal has left our people. Now, now interracial, all I'm seeing is interracial marriages. So we went from pleading with our oppressor to stop unaliving our people unjustly, stop unaliving our brothers and sisters at a traffic stop, stop our oppressors, civilians, from unaliving us just for being in their neighborhood, stop unaliving us when we join their military and all these different things. Stop unaliving us at gas stations and grocery stores. Stop mass shooting our children. Stop unaliving us in churches. Right? And then now all we want is an oppressor. All we want is these strange nations of people to start families with. So that goes to show you that all that Black Lives Matter, all that protesting, all that marching throughout the street, that wasn't a real call for justice, man. And that wasn't us pleading for truth, man. Because if we had any truth left in us, if we had any courage and if we had any more courage and any more zeal inside us, man, we would separate from our people, man. Or from our oppressors, Salakia. We would separate from our oppressor, right? You know what I mean? We always want to talk about, especially in the Christian church, since we on the topic, you know what I mean? We always want to talk about how, you know what I'm saying, we got to have our voices heard, right? You know what I'm saying? If you're in a Christian church or you've been a part of the Christian church, you know what I'm talking about, right? Where they like, oh, we got to have our voices heard. We got to have our, you know what I'm saying? We got to have our voices heard in the Senate, in the House of Representatives, and we got to get a black president in there. We got to go out and vote, especially when Obama, you know what I'm saying, who is not a black, Hispanic, or Native American, you know what I mean, especially when he was running for office, right? When that Hamite, the so-called African, was running for office, for presidency, right? We was all about voting. We was like, we got to have our voices heard. We got to have our voices heard. We got to join the police force so that we could change it from within. We got to we got to become part of the Senate and the House of Representatives. We got to have a black senator, a black governor, right? We just voted, if I'm not mistaken, we just voted a black governor into Governor Killeen. Am I right? Or is that correct? Mayor, that's what it is. We got a water. We got a black mayor. You know what I mean? And what has changed for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in Killeen? What is on the way to changing for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans? Like, I ain't even seen no illusion of any policies being written or processed for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. But what I do see out here is you know what I'm saying, homeless shelters damn near on every corner out here. If you step out here on, what is that over there, Rancier? You step out here in downtown Killeen, you know what I'm saying, I see homeless shelter after homeless shelter. I see woman's home after woman's home. I see, you know what I mean, just drug addicts and drug dealers, you know what I mean, up and down the street. I see poor blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man, trying to make a way. That's what I see. But so what good has that done for our people trying to vote? If we had any sort of zeal, man, we would separate, man. We always talking about how powerful it would be if we all just voted. If we all just put our ballots in and voted. So like we did for Obama, who again is an African and not our people and did nothing for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We always talk about how powerful it would be if we all voted and put our names in that ballot. How much more powerful would it be if we just separated, if we didn't vote, if every black, Hispanic, and Native American accepted America for what it is and separated and didn't vote and didn't play a part in our oppressors' economy, didn't put our dollar into their economy, didn't put our vote into their political system, didn't involve ourselves in their politics and in their military. Imagine if every black, Hispanic, and Native American withdrew their service from the American military. Just in Fort Cavazos alone. Just in Fort Cavazos right over there alone. If blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans withdrew their service from the military all at once, imagine how powerful that would be. But that's not an agenda that your oppressor is going to support. And that's not an agenda that your Christian pastor is going to push. But they are going to teach you how to join the military. They're going to teach you how to join the police force. They're going to teach you how to go vote, you know what I'm saying, as if it's a good thing, man. We got to wake up and get up out of this hell, man, because the more we pour our services, pour our talents, pour our minds into this place, the stronger they're going to become to oppress us, man. Salakia, go ahead, read verse 4 again.
None calling for justice, nor any pleading for truth.
And now this is the state we're in. None of us are calling for justice, man. And if we are calling a little bit for justice, you know what I mean, it's a very weak call. It's just for Instagram likes, man. You know what I'm saying? We was doing that no justice, no peace. Well, not we, because I, you know what I'm saying, I wasn't out there, Salakia. Because I know you know what I'm saying, us in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, we know the importance of separating from our oppressors' cultures and their politics, man. But we, as in blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man, we was out there, you know what I'm saying no justice, no peace, but we had our phones out. We was like, no justice, no peace, defund the police. We was out there with the picket signs and all of that, taking a with the selfie stick. Remember the selfie stick? We was out there like that. Now, how can you go to war with a selfie stick in your hand, man? If you was really about warfare, how can you go to war with a selfie stick in your hand, man? Going live and taking a photo. And then after the protest, we all, you know what I'm saying, our brothers and sisters, they gather together and take a group photo with big old Kool-Aid smiles from ear to ear, you know what I mean, as if they did something, when nothing changed, man. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, we put out the image that we were calling for justice and calling for peace, but really, that call was no call. Go ahead, read on, Baba Kasha.
They trust in vanity.
They do what?
They trust in vanity.
They trust in, but they trust in, you know what I'm saying, you say no justice, no peace. We trust in vanity. We trust in trying to vote our way out of oppression. Vote our way into equality. Vote our lives into mattering, man. When these nations never intended for our lives to matter, never intended for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to have a voice in this nation, because this is not our country. The scriptures say that this is not our rest, man. So your oppressor, knowing that, has never intended for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to have a voice in this country, which is not theirs. You were intended to be on the bottom, man. You were intended to be servants and slaves in this country, man. Because we got to remember why we're here in the first place. They came over here in 1492 looking for slaves, or looking for people to turn into slaves, rather. They were looking for skilled people to turn into slaves. And then when they went over to Africa and stole us from the coast of Africa, you know what I'm saying, where we were just inhabiting, but we are not those people. They were looking for slaves. And these Africans, the so-called Hamites who were living there, the Africans that were living there, they were looking for someone to sell us. We were merchandise to them, man. So again, when we think about these other nations, and when we think about voting in these communities, man, or in these countries, in this world, man, and trying to vote our way out of oppression, just remember who you were to them, man. You were merchandise, man. You were merchandise when they first put eyes on you. When they saw how kind you were and how skillful you were, man. Because we didn't learn how to do, you know what I'm saying? We didn't learn no trades from slavery. We were already skillful and talented and intelligent, man, before slavery, man. But just remember, when they saw you, that's what they thought of you. They thought of you as slaves. Go ahead, read on, Baba Kasha.
And speak lies.
We trust in the Christian church. We trust in that vain Christian church who speaks lies to us, man. They speak lies to us and teach us that, we got to love our oppressor and forgive them, man. Forgive them for what, man? Forgive them for what? When the Most High doesn't forgive them. But they claim to read the Bible and try to teach you some pseudo-spirituality and try to teach you to love your oppressor, man. They speak lies, man. Go ahead, read on.
They conceive mischief and bring forth iniquity.
Our Christian pastors, man, our so-called leaders, man, our people conceive mischief, man. We not looking for justice, man. We not looking for the truth, man. But we conceive mischief and bring forth iniquity, man. That's what these Christian pastors do, man. That's why we in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, man, it's our duty to come up against these Christian pastors, man. Because if we don't, you're going to not only be prey to your oppressor, but you're going to be prey to these Christian pastors who are going to use you and take advantage of your ignorance of what's going on around us, man. Go ahead, read on verse 5.
They hatch cockatrice, eggs, and weave the The spider's web.
So that's what your Christian pastor is doing. They hatch cockatrice eggs. A cockatrice is a large, it's like a large dragon for you know what I'm saying, for time's sake, right? It's just like a large, like dragon-like creature, like a snake or a serpent, right? We hatch cockatrice eggs, man. And we incubate the oppression and the ideals in this country that keep us, you know what I'm saying, under our oppressor. You know what I'm saying? They do it with your Christian church. Your Christian church is the incubator for Black, Hispanics, and Native American oppression in this country, man. It's the incubator for, you know what I'm saying, the line of thinking that causes us to, you know what I'm saying, love our oppressor regardless of how many times they unalive us in that same church, or unalive us in our schools, man. Unalive us in the streets. Unalive us at our jobs, man. Unalive us in our, in the, you know what I'm saying, in the police force and the military force. You know what I mean? Your Christian church is the reason why you continue to love you're compelled to love your oppressor, but you hate your brother. We hate our brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? And read that again, Baba Kasha, verse 5.
They hatch cockatrice eggs and weave the spider's web.
And the Christian church, weaving the spider's web, man. They're putting down the snare that catches Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. That causes us to stay in this condition. Because like we just went over before, in Deuteronomy chapter 28, in verse 1, it says that if you keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, you will be set on high. And in verse 15, it says if you don't keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, then you're going to suffer these curses and punishments. And that's what we're suffering right now. You know what I'm saying? The fact that we're in poverty and we're up under all these nations, you're in poverty in America, which is supposedly the land of the free, right? You're in poverty here, but when, you know what I'm saying, when Blacks, Hispanics migrate over here trying to find a better life for themselves and their family, we get oppressed. We end up on the bottom. We end up on the borders in cages, and on the borders sleeping on cardboard boxes, you know what I'm saying, and gravel pits, right? But when, you know what I mean, when the Ukrainians come over here and the Iranians come over here hanging off of airplanes and all of that, they get stipends to start businesses. When all these other nations, the Chinese and the Japanese and the Koreans, you know what I mean, when they come over here trying to start their life and try to make, you know what I'm saying, create wealth for themselves, they get stipend. They get welcomed over here, man. They get stipends to start their businesses in your neighborhood, man. They're feeding off of you, man. And guess who's laying that trap? Guess who's helping and assisting in laying that trap? Your Christian church. Your Christian church is teaching you your Christian church is teaching you that God loves everybody, therefore you should love everybody, man, when that's not so at all. And while they're teaching you that God loves everybody, all these other nations around you, they're keeping their own culture and keeping separate from you, man. You're just merchandise to them, man. You're just a dollar. You're just a number to add to their bottom line. When they sell you drugs, when they sell you they opioids, when they sell you when they put those businesses in your neighborhood and don't put back into your neighborhood. That's what they doing, man. You're just a bottom line, man. You're just a bottom line, man. And it's so wicked. It's just so wicked. Let me get Lamentations chapter 1. It's so wicked what they doing, man. It's so damn wicked what they doing, man, because they're the ones who are, you know what I'm saying, who went out their way, you know what I'm saying? Nobody called them to start their Christian church. Nobody called these Christian pastors to start their Christian church and put a Christian church on every block. You know what I'm saying? They decided on their own. You know what I'm saying? Aside from let me correct that. Aside from your oppressor, nobody, you know what I'm saying? Nobody called them. Nobody insisted for them to do what they doing, man. They, out of their own conviction, out of their own greed, and out of their own servitude to their oppressor, they started these Christian pastors are running these Christian churches, man. and vowed to take an oath to teach the Bible in its entirety and in truth. But if that's the vow that they took, then why are they not teaching the truth, man? Why are they not explaining the exact reason why blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are in the condition that they are in today? Just like, because that's what the prophets before did. That's what Moses did. Like we said earlier, he said that if we keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, thus saith the Lord, that we're gonna be on high above all nations, and if we don't keep them, then we're going to be destroyed by these other nations. He constantly warned blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans the dangers of loving these other people, man, and joining with them, man. That's what the prophets did before us, man. That's what Isaiah did. That's what Ezekiel did. That's what Zephaniah did. That's what Zechariah did, man. That's what that's what Christ did. That's what Paul did. That's what all these prophets before did. So with that being said, with your Christian pastor picking up that Bible, why are they not doing the same thing? Because the Bible will tell you exactly why we went into captivity time and time again, man. And the Bible will tell you how we get out of that captivity. The answer is right there in the Bible. Go ahead, start at verse 1.
Book of Lamentation, chapter 1, verse 1. How doeth the city sit solitary, that was full of people.
See, and that's another thing that your oppressor or that your Christian pastor won't teach you. Like, they won't tell you that we were a great nation of people, man. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans together, we were great under the Most High, man, following his instructions, follow his laws, statutes, and commandments, man. We were a great people. And that's another thing that your Christian pastor won't teach you, man. They won't teach you that we were great while we were separate, while remaining separate from our oppressors and all these nations around us, man. We were great because these nations, not only were we separate from them, but they served us, man. They served us, man. And there was hell to pay if they dared to step up against the armies of the Most High. Now, with that, read that again, Baba Kashai.
How do the city sit solitary that was full of people?
So now, this city that was just so great, that was full of people, now this city is solitary. Now the city is empty and abandoned, man. It's destroyed and run down, man. Look at your hoods, man. Look outside and see your black businesses, man. You see, you know what I'm saying, these halal joints with these Arabs, and you see these Korean places, you know what I'm saying, frying some of the nastiest fried chicken you'll ever have in your life. You know what I'm saying, on every corner. But you see a black business over there, you know what I'm saying, it's all shut down and run down. It's closed down and barred up. Glass broke out the window, boarded up. You know what I mean? You see, you know what I'm saying, you see oppressors, auto body shops and tire shops, and then you got, you know what I'm saying, you got our businesses, you know what I'm saying, barely hanging on. How is that so, man? We were such a great and mighty and glorious nation of people under the Most High's instruction, man. Go ahead, read on.
How is she become as a widow?
How have blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans become as vulnerable as a widow? Now, back in those, you know what I'm saying, back before, you know what I'm saying, before there was cars and planes and all of that, you know what I mean, it was very, you know what I'm saying, men and a woman having a husband, you know what I'm saying, was very valuable, man. Because if a woman doesn't have a husband, if a woman is a widow, then she has to depend on her children if she has any. You know what I mean? If she has any sons, she has to depend on her children to go and, you know what I'm saying, hunt and kill the food to bring it home and so that she can prepare it for the family. She has to depend on her children, or she has to depend on, who is she going to depend on, right? If Lord forbid she don't got no children, who is this widow going to depend on? If, you know what I'm saying, because she can't haul no wood for no fire or to build a home, to build a tent. She can't, you know what I mean, go hunt and kill on her own if she's a widow, especially if she's an older woman. My God. Like, How if this is the state that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are in now, where we were such a great and thriving nation of people under the Most High, now we're as a widow with no protection, man. Nobody to help us, man, when we're helpless. Go ahead, read on.
She that was great among the nations, and princess among the provinces.
So we were great amongst the nations, man, and we were royalty amongst the nations. Like I said before, these other nations served us, man. They weren't in league with us. They weren't equal to us. Go ahead, read on.
How has she become tributary?
How is it now that before these other nations would serve us, man, and we were great amongst them? How is it that now we're paying tribute to them, to all these nations of people around us, man, where our oppressors had to come to us for everything, for one of everything, and now our oppressors, you know what I'm saying, we got to go to our oppressors for everything. We got to go to our oppressors for, you know what I'm saying, our sisters to get bundles put in their head because they bald-headed. You know what I mean? Because of the curses that from the Most High, because of our disobedience. We got to go to our oppressors, you know what I'm saying, the devil, the Bible speaks of, for food. We got to go to their supermarkets. We got to go to their factories. We got to go to them for jobs so that we can feed our family. We got to go to them for housing. We got to go to them for Section 8 and WIC and food stamps and disability and things like that. We got to go to them for loans, for everything, man. So how is it that we were such a great nation and we've become tributary to these people? We pay tribute to them. It's because we've strayed far away from our culture and identity as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, which are these laws, statutes, and commandments that the Most High gave us. We strayed away from that, man, and we cleaved unto our oppressors, man. That's how we ended up in this condition. And these are the things that your oppressor, or Salakia, these are the things that your Christian pastor should be telling you. This is what your Christian pastor should be telling you, because he volunteered. He stepped up and said, I'll teach the Bible. I'm going to open this Bible, and I'm going to not only live my life by this Bible, but I'm going to teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans how to live. I'm going to teach the people how to live out of this Bible. That's what your Christian pastor vowed to do. But he won't tell you this. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 2. She wept sores in the night, and her tears are on her cheek.
We weeping, our people are weeping, man. We weep sore in the night, man. That's why we on drugs, man. Because we weeping from our condition, man. We are weeping. We are in destitute right now, man. We are people in destitute and poverty right now. That's why we getting high, man. That's why on anything we can get our hands on, man. Popping these pills, man, and using these opioids and drinking these, you know what I'm saying, these elixirs, these this lean and all that. I don't know if they still drinking lean out there, but we, you know what I'm saying, we drinking syrup and all of that, cough syrup and know what I mean, we out there getting high on anything we can get our hands on, man. That's us weeping, man. We are weeping, man, and our tears are on our face, man, before all the nations, man. All these other nations can see us weeping, man. It's clear that we're in a sorrowful condition, man. It's clear to our oppressor, man. And it's clear to everybody but us, man. It's all because of your Christian pastor, man. Because they claim to be leaders, but instead of leading you back to how we can get out of this condition, they gonna sell you out so that you can go further into this condition, so that they can live lavish in this hell, sort of lavish, man. Because even though, you know what I'm saying, you see your Christian pastor driving that Maybach or driving that Rolls Royce, you know what I'm saying, in his three-piece suit, you know what I'm saying, wearing a different suit every Sunday, you know what I'm saying, dripped out on every Easter, right? Even though you see that, you know what I'm saying, he appear to be rich, you know what I mean, taking these vacations and all of that. He appear to be rich. He'll never be as rich and wealthy and as powerful as your oppressor in this world, man. So he sells you out for a crumb, where you end up with nothing. He gets a crumb, and your oppressor ends up being the most powerful devil in this earth, man, to lie to and deceive this entire earth to gain power, man. Go ahead, read on.
Among all her lovers, she have none to comfort her.
So we didn't see, this is why we end up in this condition, man, because we have given ourselves, we have given our love to all these other nations around us who the Most High told us to separate from. Instead of listening to the Most High, we listen to our Christian pastors, right? We listen to all these different, you know what I'm saying? We listen to the influence of all these other nations, and we love them. We integrate with them, man. We make marriages with them. We serve their gods, man. And after we serve their gods and we integrate with them, man, they don't come to comfort us. When they see you on that corner and you sick and you dying and you depressed and you high and you an alcoholic, they don't come to comfort you, man. They wasn't comforting us when, you know, they don't comfort us when our brothers and sisters get unalived on Fort Cavazos or in the police force by the hands of police. They don't comfort you. You know what I'm saying? When you there's a story where a brother had to come to the rescue of a 14-year-old boy, 14, 15-year-old teenage boy, you know what I'm saying, who was, you know what I'm saying, in cuffs being assaulted by another police officer. You know, a black police officer reported that police officer who was, you know what I'm saying, doing the abusing, and instead of supporting that brother, instead of comforting that brother and encouraging that behavior, that, you know what I'm saying, these police officers who abuse us and take advantage of us and, you know what I'm saying, seek to kill us like they've done year after year, month after month, instead of encouraging that brother and encouraging that these wicked, these unjust police officers get reported, they took their support from them, man. They refused to comfort. They didn't comfort that brother, man. They don't comfort us, man, when we downtrodden, man. When you join your when you play, you know what I'm saying, when you become an athlete for your oppressor, you know what I'm saying, in his sports leagues, right? And you make them millions and trillions of dollars, right? You make them trillions of dollars. As soon as you know what I'm saying, tear your ACL, you throw your knee out, or you know what I'm saying, you throw your back out, or you're no longer capable of being a high intensity athlete like that, you know what I mean? They throw you away. Same with the military, man. You give your life to your military, you give your limbs and your masculinity to the military. As soon as you come back dismembered from war, they throw you away, man. I don't know how many brothers, you know what I'm saying, is out there fighting, brothers and sisters is out there fighting for medical compensation, financial compensation after going to war, after joining the military and the police force and ending up, you know what I'm saying, injured beyond repair and can't get it because these nations never comforted us, man. Like we just read in Lamentations, man. Where we at? Go ahead, read on.
All her friends have dealt treacherously with her.
So all these different nations that we have made, you know what I'm saying, we have made covenants with, that we have made, we've become in league with, they dealt treacherously with us, man. They deal treacherously with blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And go ahead, read on.
They become her enemy.
And the people who are supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, our brothers and sisters, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we become enemies to one another as well, man. Hence the Christian church, because they not comforting us either. You know what I mean? They'll take your tithe money and they'll take your donations, and then you come to them and say, hey, you know what I'm saying? You look at them as the leader that they claim they are, and you go to them and be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm having this problem, Pastor. I got laid off of my job, or, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Things happen, right? You go to your Christian pastor and say, I got laid off. I got this problem and that problem. What do? I need this amount of money, this amount of support so that I can continue to support and raise my family till I get on my feet. And they don't comfort you because they are just like your oppressor. They are of their father, the devil, who is your oppressor, right? Just like it says in John chapter 8, verse 44, man. They don't support you, man. They don't support you, man. It's about time for us to realize that. Go ahead, read on, Bob Kashai.
Judah is gone. Judah is gone into captivity because of affliction.
Because of what?
Of affliction.
Nah, because we just suck. We just, you know what I'm saying? We just can't get it together. like your Christian pastor would like you to believe, man. Well, why can't we just get it together? Because we just some sorry N-words. That's what your Christian pastor would lead you to believe. Why are we in this condition?
Because of affliction.
Because of affliction, man. We are being afflicted by our oppressors, man, and by all these other nations, man. We're being afflicted by the chief oppressor who stole this land and who robbed and unalived and abused black Hispanics and Native Americans for centuries, for thousands of years, as a matter, for millennia, right? They abuse us, and instead of, you know what I'm saying, they afflict us, man. Go ahead, read on.
And because of great servitude.
And in that affliction, we was forced to serve these people, man. But your Christian pastor will never tell you that that's the reason why you're poor, man. That's the reason why you gotta get high. That's why you feel the need to be an alcoholic and drink yourself to sleep every night, because of affliction, man. Because of affliction from your oppressor. Because we in hell, man. Your oppressor won't tell you that, man. Or Salakia, your Christian church won't tell you that, even though they appointed themselves to be leaders over blacks, Hispanics, and Native American spirituality. That's what they appointed themselves as. Yet they won't tell you the reason why we're in this condition. Man, they are no leaders, man. And it's about time for us to realize that they are no leaders to us, man. And they're going to be the more that we listen to them, the more that we listen to these Christian pastors, man, then, you know what I'm saying, then the deeper we going to fall down this hole, man. You know what I'm saying? Because white supremacy got a hell of a hold on black Hispanics and Native Americans, man. But black white supremacy is eating us alive in the hoods, man. It's eating us alive in our lives, man. In our neighborhoods, man. In our families, man. It's eating us alive, man. We gotta learn that, man, so that we can separate from this sickness, this plague, man, this cancer called Christianity, man. And tell me I'm lying, man. Let me get Salakia while I find the next scripture. Tell me I'm lying, man, because I'm, you know what I'm saying, tell me how many, you know what I'm saying, how many cases of child abuse are there in a Christian church that, you know what I'm saying, goes under the radar? How many cases of theft in the Christian church goes under the radar? And then these Christian Israelite groups as well. We ain't forgot about you. What's his name? Detective Nathaniel Ray. We ain't forgot about you. You know what I'm saying? Badge number 2299. We ain't forgot about you. How you want to lock up, how you aim to lock up black, Hispanic, and Native Americans. How you snitch. How you'll snitch on our brothers and sisters and turn them in if they got a warrant. If they got a warrant for something petty, you're going to turn them in for a couple $1,000s trying to claim that you're going to help your nations. If we did a video, you know what I'm saying, if we did a videotape, and we have done classes and radio shows on all the atrocities, not only of the Christian church, but of the Christian Israelite group IUIC, who is a fraud. We've done, you know what I'm saying, if we do tapes like that, those things will take hours. It'll be an all-day class. We'll be sitting here all day. We'll never make it home talking about running down a laundry list of wicked things that they do. Let me get Matthew chapter 7 right quick. We could run the whole list down. But we're going to be here all night, as we have in the past, as the generals have done in the past. So because they were there, you know what I'm saying? They seen how these Christian Israelite groups formed. They were up in here learning at the foot of Commanding General Yohana. They were in here when Commanding General Yohana was learning at the feet of the seven heads before, you know what I'm saying, these Christian Israelite group leaders broke off and started their own thing. So he's seen all of that, man. And Commanding General Yohana and the generals, they ran it all down of all the wicked things that happen in these fake Israelite groups. That's why we always say we are not affiliated with nobody. We're not affiliated with any other Israelite group. That's not, if you're not under the banner of ISUPK, you are not One West, man. You are not the truth, man. You are not the home of the truth, man. And you're also killing our brothers and sisters with the lies and your greed and your pride. You're the reason why we lamenting, man. You're the reason why we were such a great nation of people. You're the reason why our cities are now empty and our hoods are abandoned and we laying on the streets on cardboard. You're the reason why our people are on a border on cages, you know what I'm saying, sleeping under 4 blankets. You're the reason for that, man. You're the reason why we fill the jails to this day, man. Because your pride and your greed and you taking advantage of our Black, Hispanic, and Native American brothers and sisters, man. Your greed will prevent you from teaching our brothers and sisters the truth that we so desperately need to hear, man. And that's why nobody can do this job but Commanding General Yohana and the priests and prophets that he raised up in this truth, man. When he held on to the truth, man. When cowards, you know what I'm saying, turned and tucked tail and started their own thing, man, because they were too cowardly to face their lusts and their demons, man, to start their own thing and teach our brothers and sisters lies, man. It's such a wicked thing that they do, man. Go ahead, read start at verse 1.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 1. Judge not, that ye be not judged.
Mm-hmm.
For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. And with what measure ye meant, it shall be measured to you again.
You hear that, Detective Nathaniel Ray? So how you judge our brothers and sisters harshly, and Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man, we ain't got it all together. That's why we do what we do, right? That's the whole point, man. So we go out there and, you know what I'm saying, our brothers and sisters might trip up. You know what I mean? They might trip up, commit a crime, commit some petty theft, or, you know what I'm saying, be selling drugs on the corner, man. Because we poor, man, just like we just read in Lamentations, man. We are weeping in the streets, man. We are grieving. That's why we become alcoholics. That's why we become drug addicts and drug dealers. That's why our sisters become whores and prostitutes, man, and strippers, man. That's why our sisters are getting abortions, because they're poor. So we might slip up, man. But man, these Christian Israelite groups, man, especially that purple IUIC, man, under Detective Nathaniel Ray, who is an undercover, filthy, dirty undercover cop, man. They judge our brothers and sisters harshly, man. They intend to expedite the process of mass incarceration for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. And expedite the process of our brothers and sisters turning up unalived like they did to Joy Morgan. They intend to expedite our brothers and sisters falling prey to the LGBTQ agenda, like these their members who sleep with prostitutes and the transsexuals, you know what I mean, and then unalive them after that shame covers them from their lust, man. They intend to expedite the violence that's committed on Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American people, man. Like they do, like that disgusting coward did to that brother Titus, man. You know what I mean? Over something very petty, I'm sure. But that's what these Christian pastors and that's what these Christian Israelite groups intend to do, man. That's what these crooked cops like Detective Nathaniel Ray intends to do, man. That's the whole point, man. Let me see what's in these comments. Good night. That's what your Christian pastor in these Christian Israelite groups intend to do, man. They intend to expedite that process of the destruction of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. But Christ just said, judge not that ye be not judged, man, because the same crime that you want to expedite. And the crazy thing about that is that all the crimes and all the atrocities that these Christian pastors and that these Muslims, these Muslim mosques and these Muslim imams and these all these other so-called leaders of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, all these, you know what I'm saying, even the so-called extremist groups, these that are of our oppressors, man, they try to accuse us of crimes and atrocities, man. But the very things that they accuse us of, the very things that they accuse us of are the very things that they're doing. And they accuse us with no evidence, no proof, knowing that we're not doing those things. And as they accuse us, they're doing those very things behind closed doors, man. They do those very things behind closed doors. So like, go ahead, read on. Verse 3.
Verse 3. And ye beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye. Be considered not the beam that is in thy own eye.
So these Christian Israelite groups want to try to accuse us of abusing our women. When our women in here love us, man. You know what I'm saying? The brothers that got multiple wives, man, all of their wives love them, man. All of their wives love them, man. They accuse us. They want to accuse us of abusing children, man. When our children love us, man. When they want to accuse us of robbing and unaliving people. We ain't unalive nobody, man. We ain't stole from nobody, man. We ain't abused nobody. But I know who has done all those things. Your Christian pastor. How many times you got to see the Christian, your story about your Christian pastor stealing your money? You know what I mean? You paying all these tithes and you paying all this building fund, but the building ain't getting funded. How many times you got to hear stories about your Christian pastor sleeping with somebody else's wife, man, before you run up out of there? How many times you got to hear stories about how nasty detective Nathaniel Ray is, you know what I'm saying, supporting the unaliving of our sisters and supporting the unaliving and supporting the abuse of our brothers and sisters and supporting the, you know what I'm saying, the LGBTQ community? How many stories you got to hear about these Christian Israelite groups like IUSC, Christian Israelite groups like HOI who promote underage, you know what I'm saying, having marriages with underage children, man, before you running up out of there, man. And what's so crazy is like the Christian church, you know what I'm saying, the Christian church, you'll hear these stories over and over about how somebody turned up, you know what I'm saying, somebody turned up dead up in Slackers, somebody turned up unalive up in that Christian church. Somebody turned up, you know what I'm saying, about all the child abuse, all the abuse that's going on to children up in that Christian church. And about the theft that's going on in that Christian church. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? But how many times we got to hear that same story, and you'll leave one church to go to another church, and then you'll leave that church when you find out they doing the exact same thing they did in that first church. You'll go to another church, and then another church, and then another church, and then another church. You'll go church to church to church to church. Even when you leave the church, you take the ideals that you was taught in the church, and you just like, well, I'll just read my Bible at home, and I'll just congregate at home. And you take the ideals that was in that you learned from that church, and you'll take it home with you. But you hear something, you hear these stories about the atrocities that these Christian Israelite groups do, you know what I mean, that we've been talking about all night, and then you just completely write off Israelites as a whole. When like we said before, these Christian Israelites, we are not affiliated with no other Israelite group, man. The ISUPK is the one and only home of the truth, man. Everything else is just another Christian church. Just another Christian church in purple. Just another Christian church with fringes and beards. That's all they are, man. With frankincense and myrrh, that's all they are. Just another Christian church with garments and fringes. But we are not affiliated with them, man. Salakia, where we at? But they, you know what I'm saying, they accuse us. You know what I mean? Read that again, verse 3.
And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye? Be considered not the beam that is in thy own eye.
So this is what your Christian pastors want to do, man. How many times do we got to see the atrocities? And it's the same atrocities. That's the thing that kills me every single time. It's the same atrocities that you see in the Christian church. Even in Kemet, because we just saw what happened with Polite. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? He's doing the same Christian atrocities, man, which he learned from his oppressor, the devil, man. Who he learned from his father, the devil, man. You know what I'm saying? These Christian churches, these Kemet leaders, these Christian Israelite group leaders, man, who are not the ISUPK, man, they commit the same atrocities over and over again. It's either theft, they're stealing from you, they're sleeping with your wife, they're abusing your children, and they're it's always those same atrocities, man. Why are we not running up out of there? Why are blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans not running up out of the Christian church and out of the Muslim mosque, man, and out of Kemet and out of the IUIC? Why are we not running up out of there, man? We should be running, man. If you got any damn sense in your head left, man, if you got a single brain cell left in your head, and you up in one of them groups, man, that I just named, man, you should run as fast as you can, man, and find the nearest ISUPK in your school, man. Vet us, man. Vet us. See if we telling the truth, man. Do your 90 days, man. Start your 90 days and find out if we telling the truth about what we say and what we teach and what we do up in here, man. Vet us and see the accountability the level of accountability that we have, the level of wisdom that these brothers have up in here, man. That all the way down to the children, man. You should see the wisdom on these children, man, because these sisters, man, these mothers, these sisters up in here, and these children, man, that they was taught up in here. You should see the age, you know what I'm saying, that the wisdom, the years that you see on these children. They might be under the age of 4, 5, 6 years old. Man, wise is all, man, like you wouldn't believe, man. Come vet us, man. Come see if what we saying is the truth, man. Come find out what we about, man, because we already established either way it go that your Christian church is not it, man. They are the source. They are the source of. They incubate the lies and the things that keep us oppressed in this world, man. Baba Kashai, let me get Now you know what? As a matter of fact, since we on the topic, Salaki, let me cause I gotta show you that, cause you know what I'm saying. You might not know what I'm talking about. Right? So we gonna see. If you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, just take a look at this real quick, man. Cause this is the product of. Let me see. Is it a way I could put this side by side? Right here? Okay, we good? Well, I don't know. I can't see it from my end. Let me see. I just want to make. It should show. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not. It ain't showing it on here. Go to the other one. Oh, there it go. There we go. Yeah, take a look at this, man. And this is, I'm gonna keep it muted. For cause I ain't trying to you know what I'm saying, get no copyright issues. But look at that fool right there. Now this is a Catholic priest, man, so-called Catholic priest. Let me get John chapter 8 verse 44 while we on the topic too. Now you just saw him. Look at that. Look at this damn fool right here. Now, what you don't realize as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans is that this is where your Christian pastors are learning from. This is where your Christian pastors are learning from. Where they, you got that, priest, real quick? Let me get that real quick.
Hey, this is the book of John, chapter 8, verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil.
You are what?
Ye are your father the devil.
So ye are of your father the devil. Now, when the scriptures say the devil in this context, this ain't talking about no red man up under the ground, man, poking you for eternity, man. That oppressor right there, your father is who you learn from, who teaches you, man, who you get your ideology from, who you get your morals from. And this devil right here, that's the devil that we talking about in John chapter 8, verse 44. That devil right there twerking and acting a damn fool, That is who your Christian pastors learn from. Because the Most High said in Exodus chapter 15 verse 3. Oh, I got that back. 3 verse 15. 15 verse 3. But it said the Most High is a man of war, man. The Most High is a man of war. This ain't got nothing to do with the Most High. If the Most High is the man of war, then what the hell is this? But this is the same exact. I'm gonna show you another one. I'm gonna show you another one. This is the exact same thing that you see. Let me get this nonsense off of here. It's the exact same thing that you see. Now I'm gonna get the sound off on this one. It's the exact same thing that you see in your Christian church. Lock you. This is the same thing that you see in your Christian church. Like this ain't nothing new. This ain't nothing new right here. Let me play this right quick.
Walking in my business, walking in my school, signing up for that class. Everywhere I go, everywhere that I go, everywhere that I go, everywhere that I go.
I can't bear to hear that. But look at this. This ain't got nothing to do with warfare right here. But if you Black, Hispanic, or Native American, and you've been in a Christian church, you know that this is exactly what your Christian church is all about. The stomping and dancing, and look at that. What does got to do with warfare? It said the Most High is a man of war. This is where it comes from. Read that again, Priest Baba Kashai.
Ye are your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do.
You are of your father the devil, Christian pastors, man. This is why, look at the children, man. When the Most High said that he's a man of war, man, and he raises up his children to be men of war, like he did David, like he did Moses, like he did with Solomon, man, like he did with Christ, man. He raised up his children to be men of war, man. Like he did with the 12 tribes of Israel. He raised us up to be men of war, man. Now, where the hell do we get that from, man? If we men of war, man, if the Most High is a man of war and he raised us up to be men of war, then where do we get this from, man? We get this from, read that again.
Ye are your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do.
You get that from your father the devil, man, your oppressor. You get that from your oppressor, man, who is the devil the Bible speaks of, man. Your Christian pastors, man, that's where you get that from. You get that from the Catholic priest, man, who taught you to be child abusers, man, to teach you to be whoremongers, man, to teach you to steal your brother's wife from them, man, to teach you to force yourself on your rib, man, on your wife, man, to teach you to be effeminate, man, to be supporters of the LGBTQ, man, to be thieves. That's where you get it from. You get it from that same devil that was twerking in that Catholic church. That's where you get this from, Christian pastor. And that's where nasty Detective Nathaniel Ray gets it from, too. You know what I'm saying? All the things that I named, he's just as guilty of all those things. Look at that fool right there. Good night. Well, tell me you ain't seen this. Tell me you ain't seen this in a Christian church, man. Look at this. Look at this right here. Hold up. Let me Salakia.
And it was bread to them.
Hold up. Salakia. Let me show one more real quick. Ooh-wee. Now again, keep in mind, man. Keep in mind that the Most High is a man of war. That's gonna be very important for this next thing the next thing we're gonna see right now, real quick. The Most High is a man of war. And Christ was a very austere man. Christ was a austere man, man. Like it says in the scriptures. He was very austere. He was a revolutionary, man. Now look at what this good night. Listen to what this brother say real quick.
We don't make it rain on booty cheeks.
He already, hold on, pause.
We don't.
Pause. He already off to a bad start. He already off to a bad start, man. I damn near want to mute him too. But if it wasn't for you just gotta listen to what this man is saying, man, so that you can wrap your mind around how the wicked things and the poison that we've learned from our oppressor, who we already established is the devil. Just listen at how he described, how he chooses. Now, he could have said anything. He about to talk about Christ, man. And he could have said literally anything else. He could have used anything else as a metaphor. And Black Hispanics and Native Americans, you know what I'm saying, we are very articulate. We are very artistic in the way that we speak and the way that we communicate, man. You know what I'm saying? All the rapping and the singing and the poetry, you know what I'm saying? I know this brother could have found some other way to describe Christ. We gonna see the way that he choose, oh my God, we gonna see how he choose to do this. Let me go ahead and let it play. Cause he could have chose any other way. You know what I'm saying? Cause I know he rehearsed this. You know what I'm saying? I know before. You know what I'm saying? You don't just wake up in the morning and be like, oh yeah, I'm about to just, you know what I'm saying, just shoot from the hip. You know what I'm saying? I hope, you know what I'm saying, if you're a professional, or you call yourself a professional, you know what I mean, if you take your profession seriously, you're not going to get up on a podium and say no goofy stuff, right? You're not going to say nothing too goofy. Salakia, excuse me 1 second. Salakia. But if you're a professional, right, and you claim to represent the Most High, and you take your profession seriously as a representative of the Most High, then you're going to practice your profession, and you're going to make sure you are very particular in what you say and how you say things, man. So let's just see how he chooses to describe the Most High. This is crazy.
Make it rain on strippers.
He said we don't make it rain on booty cheeks. That's a crazy start. That's a crazy start already. Let's see what else and he say we don't make it rain on strippers. All right. I'm with you. We don't make it rain on strippers. I get you. I'm with you.
We only reverence one stripper.
We only reverence one stripper. All right, so now it's going back left. All right, where you going with this? Where you going with this, my boy?
And that's the one that took off glory to put on humanity and then get butt naked on a cross to die for both you and me. The only stripper I'm in love with is Jesus.
Wow. That's wild. That's a wild thing to say about Christ. That's a crazy and perverse thing to say about Christ. To say, to compare him to a stripper, not even compare him to a stripper. You called him a stripper. He said, the only stripper I reverence is the one that got butt naked on the cross and took off glory. And man, I don't even repeat what he just said, but that's a crazy description. That's a crazy way to choose to describe an austere man of war who represented the Most High and died for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That is a very LGBTQ, deviant and perverse way to describe such an austere man. And read verse 44 again in John chapter 8.
Ye are your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do.
That's where he get it from. Because the Most High didn't choose Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to be rulers over this earth and to rule the nation so that we can be so just so sexually deviant and perverse and mock the death of the Most High, or the mock the death of Christ, and you know what I'm saying, push this perversion of your oppressor, Salakia. Like he didn't choose us for that, man, and he is a man of war. He did not raise us up to be such a perverse people, man. But this is your Christian church. This is who we call the authority on the Bible, man. And not realizing that the Bible is the culture. It's not a religion, but it's the culture of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We wonder what our culture was before or pre-slavery, pre-transatlantic slave trade, pre-Spanish Inquisition. Well, it's in his Bible. But the problem is that we are giving the authority to the wrong people on who we're going to accept, who we're going to allow to teach us the Bible. Your Christian church, your Christian pastor is incapable, man, because the only way that he can think to talk about the great work and the great sacrifice that Christ made, the only way he can think to describe it is like a stripper, man, because he is of his father, the devil, man. He's just like this. Let me put this devil back up on the screen. He's just like this devil. He's just like this devil here. Salakia. He's just like this devil here who you see twerking. Good night. He's just like this devil right here who you see twerking and acting a damn fool. This is where he get it from. Your Christian pastor learned from him. He was your first abuser, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. He was your first abuser. He was the first abuser of your children. So what does the Christian church learn to do? Abuse your children. He was your first unaliver. So what does the Christian church learn to do? What does Nasty Nate learn to do in the IUIC? He learns to unalive you. He was the first LGBTQ member, man. So what does Nasty Nate of the IUIC learn? What does your Christian pastor learn? To push LGBTQ agenda, alternative lifestyle, man. He was the first one, man. He was the first thief. He was a thief and a murderer. Go ahead, read on.
He was a murderer from the beginning, and a bold not in the truth.
He was a murderer from the beginning. He's talking about this disgusting and perverse he's talking about this devil right here that's over here waving his hands in the air. He's saying he was a murderer from the beginning. So what did the Christian church learn? He learned to unalive. He was the first unaliver. So what did the Christian church learn? How to be an unaliver. He was the first perverse alternative lifestyle creep. So what do we learn? We learned the alternative lifestyle. We learned from him, man. And what we got to do as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans is stop learning from people who learn. Stop learning from the people who learned from this disgusting bastard right here and people like them. That whole nation of people, we got to stop learning from them, man, and learn from these scriptures, man, so that we can prepare, right? Let me get Matthew real quick. Actually, let me get Matthew 24 real quick in verse 6 or verse 5. Verse 5.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 5. For many shall come in my name, saying,
Go one more verse, Salaki.
Verse 4. And Jesus answered, said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. So this is what Christ is teaching his disciples. So actually read verse, what was that, verse 4? Read up one more. Verse 4?
Verse 3, I believe.
Verse 3. And he said, and as he said upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be?
Okay,
And
so Christ has always talked about again, like we've been teaching all night. Christ was a revolutionary, man. He always spoke out against the not only your oppressor, which were at that time the Romans, right? The Grecians and the Romans. He spoke out against them, which would be your America today, right? Just as an analogy, right? It'll be America, what America is to us today. But he also spoke out against the Pharisees and the Sadducees and the religious authority, or the authority at that time, right? Which would be your Christian church today, which they claim to be the authority, right? Who, you know what I'm saying, your oppressor gave them the authority, but they didn't teach the truth according to the Bible. They just persecuted you. They just persecuted you according to the Bible. And they persecuted you according to, you know what I'm saying, your oppressor's laws and how they wanted things, right? But Christ was a revolutionary, and he spoke out against, he spoke against the Pharisees and the Sadducees for teaching lies, just like we speak against the Christianity. And he spoke out against the fall. He spoke to the fall of Rome, right? The fall of our oppressors, man. And the disciples is asking you, like, he's asking, when these things are happen, man. In the previous verse, he said, there shall not be left here one stone upon another, right? Talking about the fall of Rome, just like America's just like America's gonna fall. There's not gonna be one stone upon another in America, right? And the disciples is like, when are these things gonna be? So he's like, he's asking, when are these things gonna be? Go ahead, read on.
And what shall be the signs of thy coming, and of the end of the world?
He said the signs of thy coming and the end of the world. So when Christ comes back, he's not coming for rainbows and butterflies and to hug everybody and bring everybody together. He's coming for the end of to bring the end of the world. That's what Christ is coming with. And these are the things, the point of bringing this out is this is what your Christian pastor should be teaching you. If he really claims to be the authority on the Bible, he should be teaching you these things, because this is in the Bible and this is in the New Testament. This is Christ, right? So even if they don't, you know what I'm saying, they don't subscribe to the Old Testament, right? Or they believe the Old Testament is done away with. Well, this is Christ out of his own mouth saying that your oppressor's kingdom is going to fall. And the disciples are asking, when is this going to come? And when is going to be the sign of your coming and the end of the world? Because they know that when Christ comes back, he's coming, like right now, he's coming to clean, you know what I'm saying, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans up. He's coming to teach them so that we can come back to the Most High, man. But once he comes back after laying down his life, once he comes back again, he's coming to wage war on America, on your oppressors, countries and their power structures and their rulership. He's coming to wage war, man, and that's gonna be the end of their world. It's like, go ahead, read on. Let me get verse 6 real quick.
Verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
Mm-hmm.
See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
So these are the signs of the times. So Christ is telling them, he's asking, like, what should we look out for? And Christ is telling them, look out for this, look out for wars and rumors of wars. And go ahead, read on. Verse 7.
Verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation.
So nation shall rise against nation. Go ahead.
And kingdom against kingdom.
Uh-huh.
And there shall be famine,
Uh-huh.
and pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places.
This is, go ahead, read verse 8.
All these things, all these are the beginning of sorrow.
So this is what Christ is, this is how you know that Christ is a true prophet of the Most High. He is a true. He's the Most High chose him to go out and clean up blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans and teach their true culture and identity according to the Bible, because he is telling you what to look out for. Your Christian pastor isn't telling you what to look out for, because there's all of these things that were just named in Matthew 24, verse 6 through verse 6 and 7. All of those things are happening right now. You seeing wars and rumors of wars. You seeing nations rise up against nation, and you seeing nations. You know what I'm saying? You seeing China and Taiwan fighting one another. You seeing what's it called? What is it? Russia and Ukraine. You seeing all these different nations rising up against each other, and kingdoms coming against kingdom. You see America and Russia, you know what I'm saying, damn near about to go at each other's necks. You seeing famines. You seeing you know what I'm saying, the BRICS alliance coming together to take down the value of the dollar, the American dollar. Take value away from the American dollar. So now what used to cost $1 is gonna now cost $55. You seeing pestilence and plagues like the COVID-19, and now they got this new strain of COVID, and earthquakes and hurricanes and all these tropical storms in diverse places. You seeing these wildfires. You seeing all of these things happening in the earth, and the only people who are teaching blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to be observant of these times is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, man. Your Christian pastor isn't doing it. You know why? Because they too concerned with choreography. They too concerned with twerking. They too concerned with being just like their perverse oppressor, the devil the Bible speaks of, who wants to drop it low in the church. They want to drop it low too. Christian pastors want to, you know what I'm saying, want to twerk in the church too. They too worried about dancing and praise breaking and all of that. I just learned today that's what they calling it. I ain't know what that was called all these years. I saw that madness in the church. But that's all they worried about. You know what I'm saying? Doing all that praise, all that hopping around and all of that. That's what they worried about. But Christ was showing you what time it was, man. He knew what time it was, man. And give me verse 9, Baba Kashah.
Verse 9, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you.
They will deliver you up to be afflicted and kill you. All of 2019 to like 2021 was all about marching and no justice, no peace, all for what? Because of mass unalivings in churches and schools and in the streets and all of that. You know what I'm saying, from police unaliving you or from military unaliving you innocently. And then you go to court to at least get some justice, you know what I mean, hoping that the person who unalived your family member unjustly, the police officer who unalived your brother, unalived your sister unjustly, you hoping that they at least, you know what I'm saying, get put in jail and pay for their crimes. But after several retrials, they get let off, man. They don't get persecuted, man. They get delivered to be afflicted, man. Especially these priests, like, especially if you teaching the truth, man. You know what I'm saying? They gonna just like all these just, you know what I'm saying, especially if you in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, you teaching the truth, man. You gonna see police every day, man. They gonna try to roll up on you and get you up off the streets. You see what the IUIC trying to do. Everywhere we go, we trying to teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans their true culture and identity and who to look out for and who your enemies are and who intends to kill you or slack you, who intends to unalive you, who intends to take advantage of you. We know who, we go out there to warn you of the dangers, and they want to try to try to run us off the streets as if we gonna go for that, as if we're cowards, man. as if we're cowards, man. They want to, all our enemies want to deliver us up to be killed, man. Go ahead, read on.
And shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
And you shall be hated by all nations. We are hated by all nations, man. Especially if you, we are hated by all nations simply because the Most High loves us and not them, man. The Most High chose us and not these other nations. The Most High chose blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans instead of all the other nations, man. Let me get last one. Let me get Revelation chapter 19 real quick. But this is what Christ is telling you that you should look out for, man. After, you know what I mean? This is what you should look out for, man. You should look out for all these nations to come up against one another, and you should look at all these nations to come up against you. You should look out for all these earthquakes and famines and pestilences and tropical storms and wildfires and all this madness that's going on around you, man. All this madness, all these police unalivings and military unalivings to civilians and all this madness that's going on around you. You know what I'm saying? Your Christian pastor isn't telling you, but the ISUPK is going to tell you. Those are the signs of the time that you should be looking out for. To know that this kingdom is about to fall and Christ is about to come back and crack the sky with 200 million black angels, man, to come and redeem blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans from their persecutors, man. To hell with this place. You got that, Revelations? Verse 12. I'll get there with you.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 19, verse 12. His eyes were as flame of fire.
Oh, Salaki, let me get verse 11 real quick.
Verse 11, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True.
So this is John the Revelator having a vision, right? He's seeing a white horse and somebody sitting on that white horse called Faithful and True, right? This is a vision that John the Revelator is having of Christ, right? And go ahead, read on.
And in righteousness he doeth judge and make war.
He do what?
He do judge and make war.
So Christ is coming back to judge the earth and make war. Judge the nations and make war, man. That's what he's coming to do, man. This is in the Bible. I don't know if you caught on, but we reading straight up out of the King James 1611 Bible. And it's saying that Christ, who you think is coming back with all rainbows and cuddles and came to join everybody together, right? He's coming to judge and make war. It's kind of hard to go to war if you love everybody. Who you going to war with if you love everybody? That means somebody's lying. You know what I'm saying? We got any Christians in the chat or anybody, you know what I'm saying, in the chat? I need to know that. If God loves everybody, if Christ died for everybody, then who is he making war with? Who is he making war with? Because we already established, don't tell me the underground red stick man. Because we already established that that's not the devil. We already established that your oppressor on this earth who has deceived the entire earth is the devil. So who is he making war with? He's not making war with just the idea of evil. Because evil is done by something, by somebody, a person, a nation of people, man. So who is he going to war with? Read verse 12.
Verse 12, his eyes were as flame of fire, and on his head was many crowns. And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself.
His eyes were as a flame of fire, man. His eyes were a flame of fire. That means he's angry. He is not coming back with them soft, gentle, baby blue eyes that you got hanging up in every Christian church. Which kills the sidebar, which kills me because every Christian church, never mind, that's crazy. But that's crazy to even have, you know what I'm saying, this white Jesus hanging up in your black church anyway. But His eyes was going to be a flame of fire. He's going to be angry, man. And on his head are many crowns from all these nations that he conquered, man. All these nations, man. He's going to wear the crown of all. He's going to be he's called the King of Kings. Well, actually, we're going to get there. Go ahead, read on. And it said, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. See, your name, you already know what your name is in your hood. Your name is your reputation, man. Somebody throwing dirt on your name, they throwing dirt on your reputation. They staining your name, they trying to ruin your reputation. Or watch how you speak on my name, watch how you speak on, we get the point, right? Your name is your reputation, man. And he's coming back with a name that, or a reputation that no man knew but himself, man. That no man knew. So you know Christ as this lovey, gather everybody together and love and hold the babies and forgive this and all of that. That's the reputation of Christ that you knew. But this new reputation, where his eyes are as a flame of fire. And go ahead, read verse 13.
And he was clothed with a vesture dripped in blood.
Do what?
And he was clothed with a vesture dripped in blood.
He was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood. See, this ain't the reputation that you remember of Christ. But this is the reputation that he coming in. He's coming to judge and make war, man. And it's going to look like a vesture is like a garment, right? It's just like an outer garment. It's going to look like somebody took his garment and dipped it in blood, man. That's how much war he is going to, that's how much vengeance he's going to rain on this earth, man, for the sakes of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, for them being wicked to his people, man. Right? And go ahead, read on.
And his name is called the Word of God.
His name is called the Word of God, man. And he only does what the Most High commands him, man. And this included, man. So him making war with these nations, man, all this bloodshed, his vesture, his garment being dipped in blood, man, that's going to be all in the name of the Most High, man, for his reputation, man. Let me see. I think we done on that. So if that's the case, man, why aren't your if your Christian pastors are the authority on the Bible and on Christ, right? Because Christians just know everything. They know everything, right? But the Bible. So if they the authority on the Bible, why aren't your Christian pastor teaching you this? That when Christ comes back, he is coming to make war with all these nations that had a hand in oppressing blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And he's coming to separate blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who serve the Most High from blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who don't serve the Most High and follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. If the Christian church is the so-called authority on the Bible, then why aren't they teaching you this? Because they are not. They are not, man. Christ is a man of war, man, and he wants his prophets, he wants his priests and prophets to be men of war as well, man. And they want his priests and prophets, he wants his men of war to prepare his children for war and prepare their families for war, man, and prepare the nation for war and get this nation right, man, so that we can get justice for the atrocities that your oppressor have committed against us, man. But they too busy with getting their choreography and they getting their dance moves together to teach you that, man. But with that, if it ain't no questions, I don't see no questions in the chat. If ain't no questions or you don't want to add anything, we're going to go ahead and pass the class to Precinct Officer 50 Bonzayan.
Brothers.
Yeah.
Imagine. Rock.
Shabbat. Shabbat.
Shabbat. Imagine. Rock.
Yahweh Shem Yahshua Brakto.
Shabbat. Imagine. Rock.
Yahweh Shemar Latah Bashim Yahshua.